Hello and welcome to HIS 124. I'm the course professor, Dr. Mark Gallimore. My full bio is in the introduction discussion topic, but the short version is I teach history here at the college alongside a day job in faculty support. I have a PhD in history and have been teaching for right around 15 years. This course is what we call a survey. We develop a richer understanding of U.S. history by learning some context in each era between the 1870s and the year 2000, some of which you may have already gotten in previous education. But we also explore several themes that cross eras and continue to inform our politics, social structures, and cultures right down to the present. In this video, I'm going to explain how the course works and then briefly describe what you should do next. The video will familiarize you with the course syllabus but doesn't take its place. So be sure to read the syllabus after watching this video. First, let's discuss the course routine. This first week is naturally a little different from others, and in 2 subsequent weeks in late September and November, there are online exams which change the routine somewhat. In the last week of the semester, there is no classroom discussion option. But in general, the course follows a regular weekly routine, and where it doesn't, it's usually just because something, an assignment you'd have to do, is missing. So that's all to the good. Each week, I post reminders and updates in the short news feed messages here on the course homepage. These may be text, but will probably include, as this one does, a short video. I'll repost that video at the top of the weekly modules. Read or watch this at some point, probably on Friday, possibly over the weekend, or Monday at the latest. And then glance at this news feed a couple of times throughout the week, since I'll post changes to the course plan here. For example, a snowstorm might cancel our classroom discussions. Let's go to the content area. Here, you'll find everything you need to do a good job in this course arranged into weekly modules. This week's a little different because we're looking at both the Introduction and Procedures module as well as week 1. But after that, things get to be pretty routine. So let's take a look at week 2. Each week you'll see a Start Here page. This provides weekly instructions and a vocabulary list. The instructions are self-explanatory. The vocabulary list helps you scaffold your notes and thoughts as you read, watch, and otherwise engage with course content each week and participate in the discussions. You'll have a submodule or subfolder labeled Readings. And for the most part, it contains reading assignments, what you'd expect for a history course. But you'll also see videos to watch and in some weeks, interactive lessons that feature a combination of text, images, video, audio, and possibly web-based tools that help you explore various historical phenomena. Each week, this will amount to about 2 textbook chapters equivalent of your time, so plan accordingly. Then there are 3 weekly assignments or activities I'd like you to complete. The first is a reflective writing assignment. Now, I've got detailed instructions for this in the Introduction and Procedures module, but here it's enough to say that this is roughly going to be about a page of text that you have to write each week. Each writing assignment is worth about 6 points for a total of 60 points. There's actually 11 of them, but I dropped the lowest score for each student. Now, you won't see these in weeks where we have exams. The next is a short 5-question quiz that helps you determine if you're getting a good grasp of the weekly course content. These feature a generous time limit and multiple chances to complete them. You have a quiz every week. You don't have an exam. In the 2 weeks during the semester where we've got exams, you will not see a quiz. Each weekly quiz is worth 5 points. Lastly, you'll participate in a class discussion. Now, I have detailed instructions for discussion participation in the Introductions and Procedures folder. But briefly, if you attend in the classroom, you will be graded on participation there and have no further writing to do for discussions each week. If instead you join the online asynchronous discussion, you should anticipate about 500 words of writing in several posts, which isn't a lot, but should incorporate good spelling, grammar, punctuation, and so on. Even on weeks we have an exam, you must participate in a classroom or online discussion. Each discussion, whether online or in class, is worth 5 points. Using the Google form linked right here, please indicate whether you plan on attending the classroom discussions or instead will participate in the online discussions. This can help me plan and possibly better organize each discussion mode. If you choose the online-only option, you can find and participate in the discussion each week in the D2L weekly module. If you choose the classroom option, you will only see the asynchronous discussion in D2L on weeks where there is no classroom discussion option. For example, the last week of class, or if we're forced to go completely online halfway through the semester, that'll be all of us participating in the asynchronous online discussions. The course has 3 exams, and if you just scroll down the list of weekly modules or folders, you'll see exams 1 and 2. Each exam is worth 30 points. They aren't a giant chunk of your course grade, but they're big enough to merit your preparation for them. Again, there's specifics in a D2L page, you guessed it, in the Introductions and Procedures module, that provides detailed instructions and a description for these exams. But here I'll just say that the more you engage with the weekly course content by taking good notes as you read, watch, and interact with the course content, as well as in our discussions, the better prepared you'll be for these exams. The vocabulary lists in the weekly Start Here pages will help you with this. Although it is during finals week, the final exam is not cumulative in this class, but instead just covers the last third of the course and is the same format as exams 1 and 2. Lastly, we do have a semester-long project, but it's not a giant research project. That's the interview essay. I want you to find someone old enough to remember a respectable chunk of the 20th century and interview them about a specific topic. You'll write about 1,200 to 1,400 words in a summary article about this interview. Right now, this may seem like a chore, but students often have fun with this, and past topics have ranged from the polio vaccine to the 1980s pop music culture. You guessed it, the details for this are in this interview essay D2L page. This project is worth 30 points. Now, if you've done the math so far, you know that the total possible course grade is 300 points. The class assignments and activities are a balance between numerous low-stakes grades and larger challenges for which you have plenty of time to prepare. In most cases, class assignments reinforce each other so that effort in this class contributes exponentially to your success. A few extra things that can help you in this class. The course requires you to read most chapters of a textbook, Eric Foner's Give Me Liberty, Volume 2. You can find the citation here in the syllabus, but also in the Introduction and Procedures module. Most helpful is probably this ISBN number, which will allow you to find the correct edition. All due dates can be found in D2L in a couple of different places. Any week, the due date is usually listed right below the item. You can also find it by clicking Course Schedule or going to My Tools and choosing Calendar. An exception to this are the weekly asynchronous discussion posts. And that's because D2L doesn't have an ability for me to apply 2 due dates to those. But the due date pattern for everything is very simple. Reflective writing assignments and quizzes are due Thursday night at 6. And the asynchronous discussions, the first post is due Monday night, and the follow-up post is Thursday night. In this class, I will accept late assignments, but I will have to attach a grade penalty to them. See the syllabus for details. Remember, in D2L, you can activate warning notifications. Click your name in the upper right and choose Notifications, so that you can get emails 48 hours before Dropbox-based assignments, like your reflective writing assignments, and quizzes are due. My office has a simple appointment scheduler, and in fact, you'll find the link to that at the bottom of the first module. And that makes it easy for you to schedule an appointment with me for any reason. Feel free to do so, and I will send you the link so we can meet online. I also strongly recommend that you consult with student support services offered by the Griff Center and the Writing Center, and I say so in the syllabus. The Tutoring Center can help you with study skills, and the Writing Center can help you develop your writing skills, which are crucial for success in any profession. You'll find links to both within the syllabus. Additionally, you can find policies for academic integrity, accessibility, and commitment to inclusion within the syllabus. Please take time to read these, but here's the short version. I don't tolerate cheating of any kind, but we will discuss what plagiarism means, what it is, and what it isn't, and how to avoid it in class. If you suspect you may need help with how you learn, please speak to the Accessibility Support Office. They're there to help you. I work very closely with them to accommodate students who may have special accessibility circumstances. As for inclusion, two things. I believe everyone is entitled to opportunities to learn how to think historically, free from bigotry, intimidation, or behaviors from others that would make them feel unwelcome. So in this class, we are committed to mutual respect. Also, as part of my commitment to inclusivity, please know that I will take some steps to track your level of engagement with this class. In short, if you don't complete assignments or participate in discussions, I will, per standard college procedure, report this in our progress reporting system. I will also contact you directly to discuss it, and you may be contacted by a student support officer, for example, from the Griff Center. I don't think this is just bureaucratic hectoring. I want you to succeed academically in my class and in all others, and perhaps learn some new skills for thinking historically along the way. So, what's your next steps? You'll find those listed in the Start Here page within the Introduction and Procedures module. You're already watching the orientation video, so you can check that off the list. Read the syllabus. Read the introductions for discussions, and sign up for either the classroom discussions or online asynchronous discussions. That's the class discussion instructions page. If you plan to attend our classroom discussions, check the classroom cohorts list in the Introduction and Procedures module to see which cohort you're assigned to and thus when you should come to class. Introduce yourself in this asynchronous discussion for introductions. Read the instructions for reflective writing assignments, since you'll need to complete one of those assignments this week in the Week 1 module. Get started on the Week 1 work in the Week 1 module. It's also a good idea to read the interview essay instructions and the exam instructions, just so you know what's coming up later. None of the above instruction pages are very long, and you can always revisit them later, but it's helpful to look at them now to get a sense of scope here. That is, what you can be expected to do this semester in this class. Again, this is a bit different from the routine for the rest of the semester because our Week 1 discussion is in the Introduction and Procedures module rather than the Week 1 module, and doesn't deal with a specific set of course content. But by next week, Week 2, we'll be shifting to a regular pattern that you can count on. Well, that's all for now. I look forward to seeing what you post in the Introductions asynchronous discussion and meeting many of you face-to-face in our Thursday night meeting.